They humiliated an old man inside this bank, not knowing he owned everything they stood on. It was a regular weekday morning, when an elderly man was slowly walking toward the entrance of the city's largest financial institution. His name was Mr. Harold Thompson. He moved slowly, wearing simple clothes, worn shoes, and carrying a folded check in his trembling hand. The security guard at the door scanned him from head to toe. "What's this poor guy doing here?" That look said everything. "Sir, I think you forgot your address."
"No, son. I just have some work in the bank."
Harold replied and gently went inside. The moment he stepped inside, conversations dropped. Customers stared. Employees glanced over their counters. It felt like the entire bank paused, just to judge him. Harold walked toward the inquiry desk. Behind it sat Amanda Lewis, perfectly dressed, eyes glued to her phone. Confidence, mixed with arrogance. Harold spoke softly.
"Ma'am, I need to withdraw some money."
Amanda looked up slowly. Her eyes traveled from his worn jacket to his shoes. Inside her mind,
Great. Another old guy here for his welfare check.
she replied coldly, without respect.
Then withdraw it. Go stand in line.
Harold nodded politely.
"I'd like to withdraw it using a check."
Amanda laughed lightly.
Oh, a check? How much are we talking? 1,000 or 2,000?
"I need to withdraw $200,000 in cash, ma'am."
Her smile vanished. Then came loud laughter.
So this is a joke now. Sir, have you ever even seen that kind of money in real life?
People nearby turned to watch. Amanda continued cruelly.
Look at yourself. You think someone like you has that kind of balance? This bank is for professionals, not for people like you.
Harold swallowed hard. He said quietly,
"Ma'am, I worked my whole life for this money. It's my account. Please, just verify the check once."
Amanda slammed her hand on the desk.
I'm not checking anything. You don't belong here. If you don't leave right now, I'll call security. This isn't a charity center. You don't get to walk in here and waste our time.
Harold stood frozen, eyes burning, heart pounding. Around him, people watched, some curious, some amused, no one stepping in. And that was just the beginning. They thought humiliating an old man was easy because they believed he had no power. That's when a sharp voice cut through the room.
"What's going on here?"
From the glass office stepped Richard Cole, the branch manager. Slick suit, forced confidence, eyes already irritated. Amanda's posture straightened immediately.
Sir, this man is causing a scene. He claims he wants to withdraw $200,000 in cash.
Cole looked Harold up and down, his lips curled in disgust.
200,000? Do you even know how banks work?
Harold folded his hands together.
"Sir, I'm not here to argue. That money is mine."
Cole's patience snapped.
Listen carefully. This is a professional environment, not a place for freeloaders to wander in and play rich.
People nearby watched openly now. Cole stepped closer. Too close.
When someone tells you to leave, you leave. Or do you need it explained louder?
Before Harold could respond, Cole pushed him hard in the chest. The impact sent Harold stumbling backward. He lost his balance and crashed to the marble floor. Gasps echoed. His checkbook slid across the floor. For a brief moment, the entire bank went silent. Then Cole turned to the security guard.
What are you standing around for? Get him out of here!
He grabbed Harold by the arm and dragged him toward the exit. Harold whispered.
"Please, don't."
No one intervened. Amanda watched with a satisfied smile. Cole adjusted his tie and walked away like nothing happened. Outside, amid traffic noise and dust, Harold collapsed onto the sidewalk. Tears filled his eyes, not from pain, but from shame. He had built his life dollar by dollar, and in minutes it was reduced to nothing. Slowly he stood up and began walking home alone. They thought the story ended when they threw him out. They had no idea. The man they humiliated had a son, and that son was about to turn the entire system upside down. Mr. Harold Thompson reached home. Then tears finally spilled over.
I worked my whole life with honesty, and today they treated me like I was nothing.
He wiped his face with trembling hands and looked at his phone. Should he call his son? Ethan Thompson was busy, always busy. International meetings, high-level decisions, responsibilities that never slept. Harold didn't want to burden him, but then another thought hit him.
If I stay silent, they'll do this to someone else tomorrow.
With a shaky breath, he dialed. Thousands of miles away, Ethan sat in a sleek conference room, surrounded by executives discussing a multi-million-dollar deal. When his phone buzzed and he saw Dad, he stepped outside and answered.
Hey, Dad. Everything okay? You didn't call in the morning.
On the other end, Harold's voice cracked.
Yes, son, everything's fine.
Ethan froze. He knew that tone.
Dad, that doesn't sound fine. What happened?
For a second, Harold tried to hold it together. Then the dam broke. Between sobs, he told his son everything. The stares, the insults, the shove, being dragged out like trash. Ethan's jaw tightened as he listened. His hands clenched into fists. Then Ethan spoke.
Dad, listen to me carefully. Please stop crying. I'm coming home.
Harold said quickly.
No, son, you have important meetings, big deals. I just needed to get it off my chest.
Ethan's voice hardened.
No deal in the world is bigger than your dignity. I'm booking the next flight. You rest. Lock the door. I'll handle the rest.
Before Harold could argue, the call ended. Back in the conference room, Ethan apologized briefly, then walked out without waiting for a response. All the way, images of his father's tearful face and the arrogant faces of the bank employees kept spinning in his mind. He had already made a decision in his heart. He would not only punish those people, but teach them a lesson they would never forget for the rest of their lives. That night, when Ethan reached home, he found his father asleep on the couch, exhaustion written across his face. Ethan pulled his father into a tight embrace. He said softly,
Dad, you're not alone anymore.
Harold said,
No, son. There's no reason to ever go back to that bank. I won't step foot in that place again.
Ethan held his father's hands firmly.
We have to go back, Dad. This isn't just about what they did to you. It's about breaking that arrogance, about making sure they never treat another father like that again. And we'll go back the same way you did today, in simple clothes, no status, no shortcuts.
The next morning, they went to the bank as just simple clothes and quiet resolve. They caught a rideshare instead of their own car and were dropped off right in front of Summit National Bank. Harold hesitated at the entrance.
Son, maybe we shouldn't go in. I don't want trouble again.
This isn't about trouble, Dad. It's about making sure this never happens to anyone else.
They walked in. Whispers started immediately.
Isn't that the old guy from yesterday? What's he doing back here?
Ethan guided his father straight to the inquiry desk. Amanda Lewis was there again, busy on her phone. Ethan spoke politely.
Good morning, ma'am. We need to make a withdrawal.
Amanda looked up, annoyed. Her smile vanished.
Oh, you again. And now you brought backup? Let me guess, you're here to complain? No one is going to listen to you. Get out of here.
No complaints, just business.
He placed the check on the counter.
This is my father's check. Please process it.
Amanda glanced at the amount and laughed.
You've got to be kidding me. 200,000? You two don't quit, do you?
A few customers snickered. Ethan remained calm.
Ma'am, could you please just enter the account number and verify the balance?
Amanda slid the check back like it was trash.
I don't have time for this nonsense. If you want entertainment, go somewhere else.
Ethan said.
If you can't help us, then let me meet with your manager.
Oh, so now you want to make a fool our manager? You should try. He will teach both of you a good lesson.
They walked toward the glass office. A security stopped them. "Sir, you can't go in without an appointment," Ethan replied evenly.
That's okay. We'll wait.
They sat in the corner. Minutes passed. Wealthy customers walked straight into the manager's office. No waiting, no questions. Harold shifted uncomfortably.
Ethan, let's go. I don't want to relive this.
Ethan looked at his watch.
5 more minutes, Dad.
After nearly an hour, Ethan stood up. This time his face held no smile. He walked straight to the manager's door and opened it. Now, the truth was about to be spoken, and the people who mocked them were about to learn who they were really dealing with. Richard Cole was joking loudly on a phone call. That laughter stopped the moment the office door opened without permission.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Who gave you permission to walk in here?
Ethan spoke evenly.
Are you Richard Cole, the manager of this branch?
Cole scowled.
Yes, I am. And who exactly do you think you are? And how dare you barge in here? Security!
Ethan replied calmly.
There's no need. They won't help you today.
Something in Ethan's voice made Cole pause.
What are you talking about?
Ethan reached into his jacket and placed a check on the desk.
I want this transaction completed. This check belongs to my father, Mr. Harold Thompson. Yesterday, you refused to even acknowledge him.
Cole glanced at the check, then sneered at Harold.
Oh, so you're that old guy from yesterday. Listen, kid, if there's no money in his account, how am I supposed to process this?
He tossed the check aside.
You can tell a person's worth just by looking at them. Now leave before I call the police.
Ethan didn't raise his voice.
Judging people by their appearance is exactly why I'm sitting here today.
He pulled out his phone.
Daniel, bring your team inside and loop in the regional director and compliance department. I want them on the call.
Cole frowned.
What kind of stunt is this?
Before Ethan could answer, the office door opened again, and 7 sharply dressed men entered. Cole's confidence began to crack.
Mr. Cole, my name is Ethan Thompson, and the man you shoved yesterday, calling him a beggar, is my father. And I am the majority shareholder of Summit National Bank.
Silence crushed the room. Ethan went on.
The building you're sitting in, the paycheck you earn, they all exist because of me and my father.
Outside, Amanda was stunned. Cole's face drained of color. Sweat beaded on his forehead.
You're joking.
Ethan's eyes were cold.
The joke was yesterday, when you humiliated my father, when you pushed him to the floor, when you dragged him out like he didn't matter.
He nodded to one of his team members. A laptop opened. Security footage played on the screen. Clear, undeniable. Amanda laughing. Cole shoving Harold. Security dragging him out. Ethan said calmly.
This footage is already backed up and ready for the board and the media. And your termination letter was signed this morning.
Cole broke. He stumbled from his chair and dropped to his knees in front of Harold.
Sir, please. I made a mistake. I didn't know who you were. I have kids. Please don't take my job.
Harold's heart wavered. He looked at his son, but Ethan's expression didn't soften.
When you pushed my father, did you think about your children then? You are asking forgiveness for not recognizing us? Forgiveness isn't for ignorance. It's for accountability. Amanda Lewis.
The teller stepped inside, shaking, tears streaming down her face.
You judge people by how they look. Tell me, what do you see when you look at me now?
Amanda couldn't speak.
You're not being terminated just for insulting my father. You're being terminated because you're unfit to serve the public. A bank doesn't exist just to move money. It exists to serve people, with dignity.
He turned to his executive team.
Terminate both employees. Dismiss the security guard as well, immediately.
He said to the guard.
When you saw an elderly man fall, your job was to help him, not drag him.
Then Ethan stepped outside the office. Every employee stood frozen. Ethan said loudly.
What happened today is a lesson for everyone here. A person's value is not decided by clothes, cars, or accents. The customer deserves respect, whether they walk in wearing a suit or worn-out shoes. If I receive one complaint after today, jobs will be lost and charges will be filed.
Silence filled the bank. Ethan walked to his father and placed a hand on his shoulder. Harold looked at Cole one last time. He said softly,
We built this bank to help people, not to humiliate them. Money comes and goes. Character doesn't.
They walked out together. Outside, Harold inhaled deeply. For the first time, his tears weren't from shame. They were tears of pride. If this story moved you, please hit the like button, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Our goal is not to offend or harm anyone, but to spread positive values, awareness, and meaningful lessons through storytelling.